Hi, this is top showbiz comedian and showbiz darling, that's right, darling, Alan Carr, and you're listening to a man who loves expensive wines. He's often found with his nose in Jacob's Creek.
Next, please.
You're having a dig, aren't you, at my man boobs and me back fat?
I don't think I'm in a position to mock the afflicted. Look at this face.
Someone's going to get... Yeah, you're bloody ginger. Yes. Do people know you're ginger? Is that a common...
No, it's not, and thank you for revealing it. You've outed me.
I know.
As a ginger.
As a ginger. My brother's ginger, it's all right.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I know. My mum must be loving it, a gay and a ginger.
How are you doing? Because it's been 2 years since we last spoke, and you have just gone from being a nobody to being one of the biggest stars in comedy and everywhere. I'm sick of seeing you on the TV.
Oh, thank you. What a lovely thing to say. Yeah, I admit I am everywhere. The thing is, you get to this position and you get asked to do certain things. And, I mean, I love to, you know, it's nice that they ask you. Don't roll your eyes.
It's the money. Don't make out you want to actually be here.
I want to be there. You're right.
I want to talk about you.
Yeah,
because
please, come on.
You're delicious and you're a big star. Oh. And what I need to say to you is this. Are you enjoying it? Because, you know, when you're in this furore of DVDs and books and promoting and shows, you can get so caught up in it, you actually don't enjoy it. Are you having fun?
I am having fun. It's just a lot of hard work. And I know people who are working in factories like I used to do and in call centre. It's not hard work, it's a different kind of work. I just don't like the lack of spontaneity. You know, if you want a holiday, if you want to meet your friends, you've got to and it's all for you. I end up saying to people, can my people speak to your people? And then how much of a Wally do you look then saying that? So I actually said that a few times, which is embarrassing. But yeah, I am enjoying it, but you just need to breathe sometimes and go, all right. But I'm doing these book signings, which is great, and I'm meeting me fans and they're lovely and they bring me presents and stuff.
Let's talk about the general public. On the whole, are they nice to meet or would you rather keep them at a distance?
No, they're lovely. They are the majority. You get the odd one shouting, or like a white van driver shouting out. You know, I can't really say, but you know that's a bit rubbish. But yeah, but on the majority, they're really nice. You get a few people though who come, usually the gays, who come up to you and go, are you on the telly? Apparently you're on the telly, like that, you know, and that's a bit... You know, I'm not saying, they should know who I am, but I'm just saying, you know, they come up to you in a pub and go, apparently you're on the telly. And I think, well, that's a good guess, you know, if of all the people in this pub, you picked me. So I was well done, so yeah.
And I'll tell you what it is about you. They'll forgive you for anything because you've got warmth, and it's that old-fashioned warmth that there aren't many people kind of on the TV now that we actually feel endeared to, and you've got that. And other celebs say it about you as well. You can't buy that.
No. I mean, I think it's nice to be warm, and that's what I like being approached. You know, people approach me, like we're saying, you know, you get the nice people, you get the odd people, but when people do come up, you know, it's not, I mean, some of the stuff they say is boring, like, my cat's called Alan. You're like, oh, lovely, moustache, bye. But, you know, I like it when they come and talk to me. It is nice.
And then you've written your autobiography, which is marvellous, because you're only about 17, aren't you?
That's right, yes. Well, I mean, at first I was like, maybe I shouldn't write it. And then you go in there, and like Kerry Katona's got 8, Jordan's got 2, and I thought, well, should I give it a go? You know, these Big Brother people bring it out, so I thought, why shouldn't I?
And there's an element as well that while you're at the top, you've got to make the most of it. People are currently interested in you, so why not bring out a book?
Yeah. Also, and as a way, it was almost like 2 fingers up to my critics as well, because I wanted to write a book, because, people might think it's just the voice or the face that gets the laugh. I thought, no, I'm going to write it. I do write my own jokes. I'm going to write this book, and then no one can criticise it. But it's done really well. It's sold over 100,000 copies, so I'm well chuffed.
Are you crying inside? Because you didn't have the easiest of upbringings. I mean, look at that face.
You are so going to get a slap. I'm not stupid, you know. You're going, oh, and then you just dig.
Do you know what I do? I give you a hug and then I knee you, don't
I? No, I'm not crying on the inside. What it is turning a negative into a positive. That's what I do.
And you're always able to see the funny side a lot.
Always saw the funny side. Even when I was being bullied and stuff, and even at the call centre, so, and it was pretty, and I was covered in psoriasis and everything. So, it's just taking a negative and turning it into a positive. And that's what I want people to get out of the book.
How's the psoriasis doing? Is it still chafing? Or?
I've still got it downstairs. So I blame it because I'm always dressed as a woman on those tights. I started getting cystitis.
Have you ever said no to any of those costumes?
No. I mean, once you're dressed as a pasty, you know, and then I was Mr. Chips. I don't know if you saw me as that, and this skin tight yellow, and you could see everything. Honestly, it wasn't pretty.
Everything. And then, of course, there's stories in the book where you, as a child, wanted to get an ice cream and end up in your mother's shoes.
Well, yes, it's so embarrassing. But I mean, all kids like ice cream. And so when the ice cream van used to come, you'd rush to get your shoes, and I couldn't find my trainers. So I put on my mum's knee-length high heel leather boots. And I went, stop, I want a 99. And it started driving off. So I was running after it saying, stop, like this. And I ran through the estate in my mum's boots.
Are you sure there was an ice cream involved in this?
The ice cream might not have been there, yes. It was my lovely handbag that went with the boots. That was nice, did me lippy. No, yes, so it was embarrassing. You just see all like the people on the street going, that's Graham's son. So I'm licking me 99.
I suppose we better do some business for you. You must have a website.
Oh yes, www.alancarr.net, and I'm keeping it all up to date now because like last year it was just so old hat and all. But I've got a man who does it now, and it's all up to date. It's got everything on.
You're up there with the best. That's the thing about you.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's so nice to see you again because all those years ago when you were a nobody, and who'd have thought you'd have still been talking to me today?
I know, yes. Because I just remembered how bad your breath smelt the first time.
Is it bad today?
Oh, it's like someone's opened a Portaloo door.
Could you say anything nice about me to make me feel better?
No.
Alex Belfield.
Hello, this is top showbiz comedian and darling of Heat magazine, Alan Carr, and you're listening to a man who is often found sat on his washing machine on a fast spin. Hey, don't knock it till you've tried it.
You've got a voice that, I don't know whether to say it's either like Barry White or Joe Pasquale, but it's somewhere in between, isn't it?
I'm quite liking it. It's quite good, isn't it? Husky.
It's very different.
It's like when people came to see me Edinburgh show, my voice eventually went, and the poor people in the last week, they were expecting camp comedy. They got someone like, not saying my mother-in-law's fat, but it was like that. I was metamorphosing into, someone husky.
I don't know whether comedy's the way forward for you or those sex lines.
Yes. I like that. Yeah, I might actually put me face in one of those magazines you get and ring me up, yes.
You could stick yourself in a phone box, couldn't you?
Yeah, what a great idea.
Do it in person. As you know, in show business today, there's one thing that's very important, and that's your merchandising. Ask Ricky Gervais, merchandising.
Oh, yes.
So we've now had the TV show. I think the next thing should be a top contract signed by Simon Cowell with BMG for you to bring out your greatest hits, because you have the most beautiful singing voice. It's like nothing I've ever heard before.
Oh, it's awful, is it? I've sang on every show, and it's appalling. There's no notes, and it's like it was. I sang this week, "Boy George, do you really want to hurt me?" And with my voice, it took on a whole different connotations. Oh, it was. I know. I don't know why. I'd love to sing. I'd love to sing. I just can't.
What has been the thing that's made you get so big? You've suddenly had this huge rise, haven't you?
Yeah. Yes, save that for the phone box. Yes, all of a sudden it's all sort of come together. It's unbelievable, can't believe it. And it's just this has been the icing on the cake.
Have you always wanted it?
Yes, I have. But I'm a stand-up comedian who's got lucky. I like doing TV, but it's my first love's getting on stage and doing it. And you realise how much I do like doing stand-up, my topical jokes.
Now, I'm trying to think of a way of describing your comedy. Butch...
oh, yeah, that comes to mind.
Butch comes to mind.
Testosterone-filled... Don't lie to the people. They're going to come to my show and then they're going to ask for a refund, aren't they? And I start talking about my neighbours and nets. And it's funny because I did a show with a Canadian comic, and we were doing our Edinburgh shows, and he's like this hard hitting, and it was all about. Well, I can't really say, but it was pretty grim. What he was talking about: politics, Guantanamo Bay, Iraq, the euro, and then I looked at my list and it was like potpourri, take a break, lip gloss. It was. I thought I'm doing something wrong here, but no, I don't like to talk about those kinds. I just like to, the things that appeal to me. That's what I like to do.
Who are your influences?
As I don't really like stand-up comedy, to tell you the truth. I can't I can't abide it sitting in there. I prefer it's old people falling over. That makes me laugh. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather do that than I like the maybe that shows in me act. I mean, I like Frankie Howard, Larry Grayson, and Peter Sellers, and the old school. I love them. Yeah, love the old storytellers.
What I was attracted to was the fact that you do jokes.
Oh, yeah.
It's so de rigueur now that you don't, whatever you do a joke with a punchline because no, that's not in. It's funny, for Christ's sake. It's funny.
I know. I think now it's so expensive to go and see comedy. It's like £10-12 now to go and see. And I think these people that they've worked hard all week, they don't want someone talking about Iraq or George Bush being an idiot. We know that. These people aren't stupid. They want to hear about my next door neighbours, don't they? That's what lip gloss, take a break. No, do you know what I mean? They want some jokes, and that's what I like to hear, jokes.
How do you do them then? How do you think of them?
Well, I live in Manchester, in this lovely place called Stretford.
Oh, that explains it.
I know, and honestly, you just for an hour down the Arndale and you've got an Edinburgh show. Do you know what I mean? I just go down there with my little notepad. Oh, and it's just so funny. Honestly, pound shops, just go in there and...
And it's the pensioners sat on the seats, isn't it? Eating their sandwiches.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. And I just love all that. And
skin-tight leggings.
Oh, yeah, and you can see the plasters through the tights on the knees. Well, they've got carpet burns for some reason, I don't know. But
are they plasters or HRT patches? I never know.
One of the two, yeah. I love them. They're sitting there with the scratch cards. I love all that, don't you?
It's funny. But it's so clever that you could observe that and take that back and then create a show out of it, because not many people can do that, can they? Can actually see real life and find it funny.
Oh, no, but that's it really. I mean, I haven't got that much imagination really when it comes to jokes. I do just sit and watch and take the mickey, really.
But your ability, which is to ad-lib and react to the audience, a lot of stand-up, what I don't like is where they stand up and just literally stand up and do their act to the audience, and that's it, and then they go off. You can actually break out of it at any point and pick up on stuff, and that presumably comes by years and years of doing it, is it?
Yeah, I mean, you have so many experiences while on stage. I mean, I remember I did the Birmingham Glee, and I was doing a bit of chat, and I spoke to, I said, what do you do? He said, I'm an ambulance driver. I said, oh, what's the worst thing you've seen? He said, you. I was like, and they just, so it keeps you on your toes, and I love all that.
Doesn't it, though, annoy you when the audience are funnier than you are?
I know, yes. Especially the Birmingham audience. Then you've really got to worry.
We're on in Manchester and Birmingham, so we've alienated half our audience this evening.
I love Birmingham people. I do.
Your beginnings. Were you a funny child?
Was I a funny child? I wasn't, but, I mean, being at school, being fat, goofy, gay, glasses and a brace, you had to rely on your wits.
Well, it couldn't be worse if you were German, really, could it?
I know, or a built-up shoe. I could have had one of those. That's the only thing I missed. Do you know what I mean? I could have had the old selection. But, I wasn't a funny child. I just had to be to get away from the bullies.
And did it work?
Sometimes it did, but you know what bullies are. I mean, thank God it didn't have happy slapping. Can you imagine it? My whole life would have been chronicled on a mobile phone. At least I just got bullied and stones thrown at me. I mean, I was never slapped on camera, but yeah, it's
Does the happy slapping thing really go on? I see it on the TV, and it seems to me like this is just something for news stories. I mean, I've never had a happy slapping text sent. Have you?
No, I've never been happy slapped at all. And probably by the people of Birmingham now, they go looking for me for slagging them off. No, I love Birmingham. But, I've never been happy. And I don't really know anyone who has been happy slapped. I think don't build it up. Just see it as a bit like You've Been Framed, but just not with a bigger audience. We just don't get 250 quid.
Any happy slapping would mean bodily contact, and I'd like that.
I wouldn't mind being happily slapped somewhere apart from the face. Oh, wait. No, can you happy slap someone in the private area? Is that technically a happy slap?
I would think in Soho you'd have to pay good money for it. I know I do. Let's talk about other things and things that are more sensible. Let's talk about you and your life now. I mean, can you go anywhere without being harassed by millions of women?
Funnily enough, yes. I went out in Manchester around the gay village and I was literally mobbed. It was amazing. It was great. It's called Canal Street. And some cheeky people always rub the C and the T out.
Yes.
Yes. That's one for people who like Countdown, word games. Work that one out. And, and it's just like a string of bars. But honestly, I was like a legend. It was great. And people, but you know what I hate? When they film you on your phone and they try and do it subtly. It is awful. I mean, why film me having a drink? But, you know, it went all right. But, it was nice. People coming up, can I have me photo? People saying they loved the show. I mean, it could have been worse.
Could.
You know. So,
could have been chatted up by Barrymore or something.
Don't mention him.
We're going to talk about that in a minute. We'll save that for the end. What kind of reaction do you get from older people? I mean, is it a bit like the Jules and Sandy thing? They go, oh, he's a lovely boy, that Alan.
Why haven't you got a nice girlfriend? I get all that. My nan said the other day, I don't think you're ever going to get married, are you, Alan? Which I don't know if she was trying to lead me into saying something, but can you mention another age of sex? Can you mention Saga FM?
Oh, sex and games for the aged. I love it.
Yes. Saga FM, my friend's 85-year-old mother heard a woman say, ring in, to say the highlight of her day was she had a picture taken with Alan Carr. And it made her day.
I know the boss of that radio station. If he'd have known about that call, it would never have got to air. Never.
So I want to appeal to everyone. I'm actually on Countdown in a few weeks' time in Dictionary Corner.
Yesterday on Countdown, I swear on my mother's life, the word they picked out was fannies.
Never.
How would you react to that, Alan?
How do I react to fannies? Well, first time for everything. But she's got that little pen, hasn't she, Susie Dent? Yeah, I'd like to see her trying to find fannies with that.
And what do you make of Carol Vorderman? Because, I mean, she's such a sweetheart, isn't she?
Where does she get the time? Honestly, she does Sudoku, she detoxes, she gets people's loans into one big affordable amount, and she does Countdown. And she still looks fabulous. What's the secret?
We'll be back with Alan Carr next.
Hi, I'm Carol Vorderman, and you're listening to a man who always insists on taking one on the bottom and two on the top.
We're back with our remaining moments with top comedian and showbiz darling at the moment. Everybody seems to be interested in Alan Carr.
Wait a minute, you said legend before. What's this darling?
Well, you know...
Legend.
I don't want to use the same word twice, and I'd hate you to, take it too seriously when I say legend, because, I mean, you are only on Channel 4.
I know, yeah. It's one up from Al Jazeera, isn't it?
Do you have dreams of getting on Channel 5 one day?
Oh, one day. I can only dream, can't I?
This programme, The Friday Night Project, the most buttock-clenchingly embarrassing Friday Night Project I saw was the one with Barrymore.
Oh, good choice of words there.
Don't even get me started.
Sorry.
What I don't understand about him is it really was his first and only opportunity to prove how brilliant he is, and he was so overwhelmed by it, it seemed to me, he just couldn't handle it and made a complete fool of himself. What was your experience as sat opposite him?
Well, it was a real battle, really. I mean, I can't really understand the man. I mean, I couldn't really crack him to see. And so he was up, sometimes he was down, he was like, a little bit... It's hard, I couldn't really put my finger on it. I couldn't.
I don't know what it is with Barrymore. There was something...
He really hit me, when he was that Hitler.
He really thumped you.
He dressed... He said, I don't know if you saw it, but he said, have you heard the joke about the Gestapo? I went, no, liar! And smacked me round the face. But he kept doing it. I was sore. Barrymore left me sore.
Talking of being stretched, did you get any Valentine's Day cards?
Oh, I'm so single. It's unbelievable. I don't know what some people say. Oh, I bet you've had your fair share. Not a chance.
Well, you see, I had 3. And the first one said, I love you, I love you, I love you. My love for you is as big as my waistline. That one was from Vanessa Feltz. And that was very nice. And then I had another one. It said, I love you, I love you, I love you. See you in 2015. Love, Abu Hamza. And then my third one was very, very worrying. It said, I love you, fancy a threesome, love Mark Oaten. And you don't need that, do you really?
No.
You don't really need that. You're going to go on tour later in the year then?
Yes. Looking forward to that once I write the thing. But, yeah, can't wait. Really looking forward to it.
Seriously, congratulations on what you've done. I think you're so funny and natural.
Oh, thanks.
Alan, thank you.
Oh, thank you.